I forgot to say this just now, so I'll just add it in somewhere in the video. But the video that I made a couple of weeks ago, saying like I can't believe people actually watch these random videos with no views that get recommended. That video's just hit 1,000 views, which is really funny. And you know, like I said in the past, I kind of knew that if any video that I'd uploaded recently got like quite a few more views than average, then it would be that one. But it's still getting a lot of views like regularly, so I think that's kind of funny. But yeah, that's it. Hi guys, it's definitely cooler today, so I've cheered up quite a lot, and I could be bothered to actually film a slightly more interesting video for today. So I'm going to go over all of the last layer skip solutions I know to my PR single, the Sub 4 Scramble. So this is the Scramble. I am going to preface this by saying that the two solutions, the ones that me and Aidan did, are the only good ones. They're the only ones that, you know, you should do. There is another one that uses the same start as mine, another one that uses the same start as Aidan's, but there's no reason to do either of those over what either of us did. And then there's a fifth one that is definitely not good at all. It uses a completely different cross solution, and there is no reason to do that either. All of these are on yellow. Like I said, they're three different cross solutions. But yeah, so I'll quickly go through the solutions that me and Aidan did. So mine goes like this, these two pieces, and preserve this pair, like that. I also saw that this corner was going to come up here, so I'm going to do keyhole into the back, like that. Insert this pair, rotate. It does build this pair. But I'm just going to break it up because I just saw that pair first, and now I know exactly what this pair is anyway. So rotate again, or like a sort of wide D prime move, whatever. Pair it up, insert, and then the same pair here on the right, pair it up. And I did do a U2, you know, I didn't like get it from this angle and think, oh yeah, I'll do that or whatever, because I don't like U2 inserts as much for things in the front. And yeah, so no AUF on that one. So then what Aidan did, same cross, like that, except he does the free pair first, and then this red and blue cancels into it like that. And then you got this pair, and then this free pair with a U2. So the next one that I knew of with the same cross was from the same start that I did, so keyhole and like that. And then here, it does involve doing this multi-slot. So you sledge this pair in, and then before the last move you do a U, and then an F, like that. And now you've got this into BR, and this is not oriented, so it's not a great pair. So you rotate, and instead of doing like this, or, you know, splitting them up like this, which probably a lot of people would do, the solution, I think it was found by Liam Heidercheck, I can't remember, but the solution is to actually insert this corner misoriented, like this, then pair this up, and now you have this insert, which, you know, if you were to do it from the back, goes like that, or you could do it from the front, you know, same way. From here, it's kind of awkward to do. You'd have to do like wide F prime and then that. So I don't really know how you would like finger trick that, whether you would rotate again. Like you shouldn't rotate twice for one pair. And obviously inserting the corner like that is definitely not the best solution for that pair anyway, regardless of like EO or anything like that. So yeah, don't do that, but that was a fun solution on my start, and again also no AUF. So then the other one on Aidan's solution, so starts like this, and then here, and I'm pretty sure, I think this was found by Henry Bennett, he was the first one that posted it in our Discord server that I saw. So here, instead of doing this pair, we do this pair, and again, instead of doing it correctly and doing it like, you know, making the pair like this, and then, you know, whatever. What you do from this angle, again, for no reason, is bring this corner down to here to set up to this. I don't know why. There's obviously not a good solution in any scenario to do, but it just so happens that once you then solve this pair, you get this pair, and that gives you a last layer skip also with a U2 AUF. So that's quite funny. Again, like I said, these last two, just don't ever do these. The pair solutions are not good. It's just really interesting that the solutions are completely different, and they still lead to, in each case from the start that me and Aidan did, the alternative solutions lead to the exact same last layer. So the alternative one starting with my start leads again to a last layer skip with no AUF, and the alternative one from Aidan's start again leads to a U2 AUF, so that's pretty cool. Then the final one is I'm so confused by this solution, because this was the one that I found. This was actually the one I found third, after mine and Aiden's, and this was found on using the stucube DB like scramble analyzer tool. It's an interesting tool. I don't think it's as like advanced or well developed as it could be, because some of the things it spits out are not great, and a lot of the solutions that it counts as different solutions are just the same solution but with like a different rotation in it or stuff like that. So it's not, I don't think, the most reliable way to actually analyze scrambles or find good solutions for a certain scramble, and this is proven by the cross solution, I think. So the most efficient cross solution for this scramble, for yellow at least, from this angle is F2U2R2, which, I think that's what quite a few people did on the scramble. And it's very easy to track this pair, because that only gets affected by the F2, but it does end up stuck in a slot. So that's why I didn't do that, except the solution. So instead of doing the exact optimal cross, you start with the F2, but then here, for some reason, the solution, it wants you to do R2U2R2. And there's no reason to do that. There is literally no reason to do that, because this is going to be the first pair, so that doesn't influence it at all. There's no reason to do it for grip, because if you start like with your thumb on bottom with the F2, U2R2, you end with thumb on top, and it's like still a bit of a regrip. But from here, if you do R2 U2R2, you end with your thumb on bottom, and that's still a bit of a regrip. And like it does bring this pair into the front, straight above the slot it's going to go in. But also, if you just do this, the pair's still in the U layer, and it's actually more efficient this time. So I really don't know why, I don't know why you would do that ever. But anyway, yeah, there's quite literally no logic, because none of the other pairs are affected, or certainly none of the other pairs are improved by doing R2, U2, R2, but that's what it wants you to do. So getting aside from that, we've got this pair, both the pieces in the U layer, this pair, both the pieces in the U layer, both to go in back slots, and both can be done rotationless. But again, why would you do either of those when you can do this pair, and you can take it out with that and then insert it into the back? This is not, again, not a good solution, but it's something. Again, from here, like, you could do this pair's oriented, or you could, rotate and solve this into the back. But instead, we're going to do diag pairs, and we're going to do this. So let's rotate and solve it into the back, because that's at least something good we can do. So that solution. And then here, what we can see is if we pair this pair up, this will create this into a free pair as well. And then if we insert this pair, this will not become a free pair. So what we're actually going to think about it is doing this pair, separating them, and then inserting with F moves, and that will create this into a built pair and preserve it. So you do that, insert this, and then here, as you can see, we've got these two corners, headlights on the side, U2 insert, and this time it's a U AUF. So yeah, that's quite funny. I'm not really sure, again, how it managed to come up with that, but it didn't actually, that I saw, come up with either mine or Aiden's solution, or, as a matter of fact, the ones that Liam or Henry posted. So yeah, I don't really understand the scramble analyzer tool. I don't think it's that brilliant, to be honest, but it's interesting to know that other solutions like that exist. It claims to find like a load more last layer skip solutions, but as I said, those were all kind of variations on a theme, different rotations involved, because there were a few rotations in that solve. Like, I think there were like 3 F2L rotations or something like that. So, every different combination of rotating each way for those, it technically like counted as a different solution or something. So, if you plug the scramble in again now, I don't know if it'll come up with anything different. Maybe not. I haven't tried in a while. But yeah, this was something that I think in the reconstruction video I did on my main channel, I mentioned that last solution, the stucube DB one, in the description, because I found it and I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. It's like a third last layer skip solution, but it really isn't very good. The other two are definitely more findable, but again, like I said, I don't see any world where any reasonable person who's trying to solve the cube as fast as possible would actually do either of those solutions. So yeah, it is certainly nice to know that from everything I've seen, the two solutions, the ones that me and Aiden found, are clearly the best ones. So yeah, that's it for today. That was quite interesting, and I'll see you tomorrow.